Crypt Keepers, thank you so much for tuning into Amy's Crypt. I'm currently sitting in the middle of the Aussie Outback. We are somewhere extremely remote and I'm here to check out a ghost town cemetery. And last time we were here, something actually grabbed Jared. So we know this place is pretty crazy. We're just waiting for it to get dark so that we can start investigating. So stay tuned. Farina is a ghost town in one of the most remote parts of Australia's outback. The cemetery that is attached to this former town represents just how harsh life was in Farina during its peak in the 1880s. Though this cemetery does not have many prevalent ghost stories, we have had some strange experiences of our own at this site in the past. This was the main reason we wanted to revisit the cemetery and continue our investigation into the unexplained. So we're starting to lose the light pretty quickly now, and there's a freaking gorgeous sunset. Like, these desert outback sunsets are amazing. I reckon we'll wait a bit longer until it's completely dark before we go out and start investigating. But I reckon we should have a chat about what happened last time here, Jared. You want to get in the car?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Mint.
Yes. A little ritual here on Amy's Crypt.
Oh, smells so good. Ooh, how's this spooky lighting, Jared?
And you can see the sunset behind us.
Sort of. It looks way less impressive on the camera. Sorry, guys. So we're in the car. We're just waiting to lose the last bit of light so we can go out, investigate this cemetery. Now, this is Farina Cemetery. It is part of the ghost town of Farina in a super remote part of South Australia. You guys picture Australia in your heads? We're pretty much in the middle. We're pretty close.
We are a 8-hour drive from any city.
We're very far. Also, we got caught, I don't want to say caught in, but there was a flash flood on the way here. And it cost us like 3 hours of driving through rugged, like, outback terrain to get here.
Yeah, the road was just covered. We forgot to film it, but we did get a photo, I think.
And I think I got some footage of us, like, trying to drive through that canyon where we see all the goats. Anyway, we're at the cemetery. We have been here before on Amy's Crypt. Reason why we came out to the cemetery, it is part of a ghost town of Farina, which dates to the late 1800s. Now, obviously it's a ghost town. It's abandoned now. It's abandoned for good reason. This land out here is so freaking harsh. Whenever we come out here, like where we parked right now, I'm looking at the rotting skeleton of, I'm assuming, a dead kangaroo.
Yeah, it's a kangaroo, yeah.
What's in front of me. It's so harsh, it's so dry, but also, like, dangerous. Like, as we just said, there was a flash flood. It's the middle of summer. Weird. The cemetery just kind of proves how harsh the life was out here. People died of things like heat exposure. Super common. I found a lot of articles about that. I had a lot of death in town, you know, whether it's suicide, illness, things like, heat exposure or heat stroke. Things like typhoid and dysentery. Like, a lot of kids are unfortunately buried in this cemetery. High infant mortality rate.
Did you say dehydration?
Well, I guess like heat exposure, but that would all come into play, right? Now, last time that we were out here, I mean, it's difficult to film as well because we're just like on a flat plane. It's so freaking windy.
Yeah, it's really windy out there. We were going to do this bit out there and then we thought we'll do it in the car.
It's so much more sheltered. Yeah. I've got my dead cat ready to go. This looks really weird on camera. Look at it.
I don't know how that's going to...
This will hopefully reduce some of the wind noise, but we'll see. Now, last time that we were here, something very strange happened to you, and I'm interested. Like, I'll insert clips from it, but before I show you guys what happens, like, do you just want to explain what we were doing?
So we were in the main part of the cemetery. It's a big square, and the cemetery is mostly in one corner of that square. But in the opposite corner, there is a small group of graves which are for the Afghan people that used to live and work in this area. They used to do the camel trains that used to come through this part of Australia years ago. And
they're kind of separate because those graves are all facing Mecca, so they're all facing...
And so they're separate from the Christian...
I think they're all
graves, yeah. So they're facing there. So we were walking over there to show those graves and to tell their story, and I was filming Emmy from afar, and I felt something tug on my jacket. I actually think it was this exact same jacket.
Is this the one with the holes in it?
Yeah, the cigarette burn.
Yeah, that's the same jacket.
I don't smoke. It was a bonfire burn. Yeah, bonfire burn. Anyway, so I was standing over there and I felt something tug on my jacket. And I actually thought it was like an animal or something, like munching on my jacket. I thought it was a goat. Yeah, which is funny because we actually did see goats on the way up here. But yeah, so that was weird. And then I turned around and there was nothing there. And Amy was like 20 meters away from me because I was filming her from afar. And yeah.
I'm going to insert a clip now, guys, so you can see. Basically, Jared's filming me. He cuts the camera when something pulls on his arm, because I guess it was like a reflex. You don't see anything, unfortunately. We can't prove to you that happened, but you see like the camera jolt down kind of thing. But yeah, I'll roll the clip.
I honestly felt like when it happened, it was like a goat chewing on my sleeve or something. There's no goat there though.
Goat ghost. There's no goats here, no.
No. If the camera jolts when it happens. I was over here like filming you from about 30 meters away.
Yeah.
And then I felt like something tugged here, like on my arm.
What?
And I was just like, get out of there.
Really?
So yeah, I feel like tonight will be interesting. I feel like it's going to be hard to pick up evidence because it's so windy.
Yeah.
So EVP out the window.
Maybe it's better to rely on the gadgets in this kind of conditions.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let us know your thoughts, guys. But I'm excited to be back here. I was so jealous last time that something happened to you, because I was like, why couldn't something like tug on my sleeve or touch me? Like, I'd love that. And I don't know why, but I always feel like a kid would do that.
Yeah, it could be a kid.
Because it's like the bottom of your sleeve, right?
Was there
like
lots of kids buried in there last time? Did we check that? I don't remember.
A lot of kids died here. Yeah.
And there is a sign that lists everybody that's interred. Is that the right word?
Everyone who's interred.
Everyone that's interred. So
the date and their age.
So if we get any names, that'll be cool to check that and see if there's anyone there.
For sure. I'm excited for tonight.
Yep.
Very, very gradually losing the light, but we're getting there.
We're also filming tonight the some places in the ghost town of Farina, but I'm guessing that's going to be in a separate episode.
Yes. So make sure you're subscribed. Click on your notification bell.
Ghost town. Yeah.
Oh my god, and we got some really cool stuff last time. And I found out some more history I can share about the ghost town as well. So, yeah.
Sounds good.
Alright, let's wait for to lose the light and then we'll head out.
Okay.
Alright guys, so Jared and I have just walked into the Farina cemetery, and I tell you what, it is windy AF. So right now we're actually standing behind a big sign, and that's because it's acting as a wind block, and I've tried both of my microphones, they're just not cutting it with this wind. So I think we're going to have trouble investigating tonight, but we're going to do our best. Now, one thing that I wanted to show you all, which I'm going to have to show you some overlays, is on the opposite side of this sign. It basically displays and lists every death and every burial that happened in Farina. So this of course is the Farina cemetery, and again it just demonstrates how harsh life was out here in the Aussie Outback, and in particular in Farina, especially during like the late 1800s. We have a whole lot of deaths. So we have people's first and last names displayed, the date of their actual death, and their age. And I mean, there's so many children there, so many young people, guys. It is very, very sad. There's even a infant 25 hours old, you know, that was their age when they died. So very sad stuff, but I also think that it's an interesting and kind of like a handy resource that we could use, because maybe we'll get a name through, maybe we'll get something meaningful that we can like cross-check that kind of signboard for, and see if we can pick up anything that truly has meaning to Farina and the people of its past. Alright guys, we're back at the windbreak. But Jared and I have just set up a ghost tube SLS, and I put my REM pod out there, and we've kind of just reached out and, you know, let the spirits know that if they are welcome to come around, touch the red light, you know, go near the red light if they want to let us know that they're around. That's kind of like a cool experiment that we can use to see if we capture any evidence, that we don't have to rely on being able to film with crazy wind happening. So we've left that kind of set up and it's just stationary. If you want to try the app out for yourself, free to download, links are below. Basically what it does is it uses multiple cameras to detect depth in its environment and then uses augmented reality software to map out and detect any like human shaped figures in that environment. So we're going to see if anything kind of gets picked up. It will be interesting. See if there's any figures out there. We are going to brave it and kind of go out and try some other experiments and hopefully wind noise is okay. At this point in the night, we decided to venture out to the exact spot where Jared felt as though his jacket was tugged on our last visit. We used a thermal camera on the way over to see if we could pick up on anything of interest, but didn't find anything worth noting. Film me.
So we're doing a spirit box session, but this time I'm going to do the spirit box session because we are standing in that spot where I felt like something tugged on me last time we were here. So we'll see. Is there anybody here with us right now?
Do you remember us? We were here about a year ago.
Did you tug on my arm? Why did you do that?
Are there any children here? Can you tell us your name? My name is Amy and I'm here with Jared. Jared feels as though you tugged on his jacket last time we were here. Can you do that again? He doesn't mind.
Yes, he does. How old are you?
You 8.
Yeah, I heard something then too. 8, you reckon?
It sounded like a man though, like not
a man who's like, I'm 8. Tell me what you did for work.
What happened to you?
I heard voice then too, but
Same.
okay.
We've come a long way to Farina to talk to you. We'd love to know your name. I am Amy and I'm here with Jared.
I heard like a couple of things, but nothing really that exciting, nothing compelling.
Same. I heard broken voices, nothing sounded distinct. I feel like I heard 8 when you said how old are you, but it sounded like a bloke.
I felt like I heard the name Simon, but isn't that a modern name? I don't think that would have been a Simon.
Simon?
Yeah.
Nah, I reckon that's an old timey name.
You reckon?
Yeah.
We'll check the
you
board
heard
in a minute.
that?
We'll check the board in a minute.
Yeah, let's go check it.
We're going to get SLS and the lights on the floor.
Oh, what's that?
What?
A lizard.
Where?
In the grave.
Oh, lights on the floor, but I reckon maybe the wind.
Yeah, it's got to be wind.
Looks like it's dead anyway.
Unless there's like a figure walking over to the light on the camera. Alright guys, we are doing a ghost tube session. It's so windy, so you might have a weird camera angle because we're just trying to use our bodies to shield from the wind. My name is Amy and I'm calling out to the spirits of the Farina Cemetery and Farina here in South Australia. If there is somebody here who would like to talk to me, who would like to communicate, please don't be shy to come forward. I would love to talk to you. If you can touch one of us, if you can come close to us and say something to one of us, show yourself, or maybe come towards the lights in my hands, we might be able to sense or see that you're here. How cool does this grave look? It's like covered in chicken wire or something. Can you tell me who you are? Mervyn Henry Johnston. So a lot of these are unnamed, and the crosses and like the grave borders that you see, I believe they were done as like a community project from a local primary school. So that's kind of cool and nice for them to bring this out here. Are you hearing around us?
I heard like something get back there, yeah.
To bring this out here. Are you hearing?
I'm not going to be able to tell what it is.
Yeah, it's going to be way too windy to like hear. And every time I move my torch around, there's like a huge tombstone over here, or like, and it looks like a person.
Oh yeah, these crosses look kind of cool.
I love the crosses, I think they're really cute. So that is relevant. I know of at least one death of someone being accidentally shot in the neck in Farina, which I will talk, they're not buried here, but I will talk to that in my Farina Ghost Town episodes. I'd assume there was probably a number of people shot here, but I just know of one actual historic shooting here. Okay, so it is crazy windy out there now.
Super windy.
I don't know how my footage is going to come out. I don't know how it's going to sound. Apologies if it's a bit choppy or like a strange edit.
Yeah.
So windy. Like,
Gonna have to do a few voiceovers, I think.
yes. But I will make it work for you guys. I hope that you liked the video. Like, hopefully it was okay. I don't know if we picked up any evidence, but I mean, we always try. It didn't feel as eerie this time around. I did get the same sensation we had last time, where like the sound of all of the wind around us was like really, really eerie, because we're so flat out here, and like there's nothing around.
Yeah, everything just echoes.
The wind, it's like the wind is echoing, but it's like howling, and it almost sounds like voices. I think last time I said that I felt there was people laughing at me. Like,
I didn't get a tug on the sleeve this time.
Neither did I.
And the spirit box, I will say that the spirit box, I feel like we heard hardly anything. So if we hear lots of voices in the replay, then that'll be cool.
There were some things that I heard, but they didn't sound very like direct or distinct. But I'm keen to listen to it back. Hopefully it sounds okay, that I can pick those out when I kind of edit. But guys, we have a long night ahead of us, so we wanted to keep it short at the Ghost Town Cemetery and actually go into the ghost town. Those videos are coming up, so make sure that you're subscribed, have your notification bell on, because like Farina, I just love it there.
And some of the words and some of the stuff we got at the cemetery just now that was relevant, you're going to tell the ghost stories in the town. It's going
to make more sense.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's right to call it a ghost story, but it's like a historical death that relates
in the town, that relates to what you picked up in the cemetery.
Yes. So yeah, stay tuned for those, but I do hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to like, comment, share and subscribe. If you want to do more reading about Farina or other haunted locations around the world I visited, then head to my website, amyscrypt.com. You guys can also follow me. I'm on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at Amy's Crypt. I also post bonus content on my YouTube memberships and my Patreon, which are linked below. But thank you so much for watching, Crypt Keepers.
Bye.
Until next time.